So are we clear right now that our percentage score for controlled substance, right, is 0 because we haven't had any violations in the last year? If you have no violations in the last year, it's 0. We have a measure and we have one issue. You got it?
Yes.
All right. So now, that will disappear in how long? When will that disappear?
2 years. So
2
that
years.
happened. So next
2 years.
February, looks like.
Yep. So now look at this. 91%. What does that mean? According to the government, 91% of the companies the size of us in the whole United States are better than us. Wait a minute. 91% of companies in the United States of America that have the same number of trucks as our company are better than we are in vehicle maintenance. Is that something we should be proud of? No. Is that something we need to fix? Yes. If we fix the 91%, you know what else we'll fix? The vehicle out of service rate. Now let's go hours of service, 48%. What does that mean? That means we have logbooks that are average. We ain't worse than anybody. We ain't better than nobody. We are just middle of the road average. Okay. Crashes, DOT crashes. How many DOT crashes do we have? 52%. So we are average in DOT crashes. Do you see that?
Yep.
I'll tell you what's badass, which is phenomenal. And it actually surprises me, given our hours of service, our crash and our maintenance scores. We're only 1% in unsafe driving. What does that mean? According to the government, we have some of the safest drivers anywhere. They wear their seatbelts. They don't speed. They don't follow too close. They're in the correct lane. They're not on their cell phones without hands-free. So as a company, we're badass at unsafe driving. You see that?
I see that.
So now let's go down and look at maintenance.
I'm sorry, Johnny, you were going to say something?
I'm surprised at that. I'm surprised at that score. Anyway,
it's impressive, honestly, right?
Yeah.
And that shocks me even because a company that struggles in these other 3 areas generally has issues with this. Imagine what these scores would be if we actually got pulled over more.
Yeah.
Right? So now let's take a look.
I'm just curious, can we look at the violations that we had? It looks like there were 4. Are they?
Sure. Let's go look at those. Since that's not many, let's take a look. Friday Shade was in the wrong lane. Ahmad didn't wear his seatbelt. Kenny El Bay was speeding and in the wrong lane. And Corey Hill was speeding 11 to 14. Again, is this amazing that we are so good here? Yeah. This is one of the best scores I've ever seen at any company in the country, to tell you the truth. 100%. This is phenomenal.
That means it's good that we got those governors on these trucks.
And then,
yeah. So see how this is time weight too? That means we haven't had an unsafe violation in over 6 months. And the 6 months before that, we only had 1. This means in the last 12 months, we've only had 1 driver busted for unsafe driving. That's unbelievably wonderful, right? That's kudos to everybody on this call and every driver. I'm telling you right now, that shows that we have the quality of driver to do the right thing.
Let me ask a question, John. How can we reconcile that with our accident rate? I mean, are we just not getting tickets for traffic?
You're gonna be blown away by this one. You ready? Let's look at our crashes. You see them? See, this says reviewed, not preventable. See that? We have 2 crashes that are reviewed, not preventable, right? That means someone did a data queue on these 2 crashes and got them removed. Who was that, or was that me? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was us. It was us on their side.
All right. So 2 times you guys did a data queue and got crashes removed from our score, or that score up here would be higher, right?
mm-hmm.
So now I'm not saying you didn't do, there's more to do. See how we still then have 12 crashes that are included. So let's talk about this. This is a DOT crash. You ready? If there's a fatality, right? a fatality, it is absolutely a DOT crash no matter whose fault it was. Clear?
Yes,
Number two, if there were injuries treated away from the scene right here, injuries, then it's absolutely a DOT crash if there were injuries treated away from the scene. Number three, if there was disabling damage requiring a tow of any vehicle involved. Now, those three definitions have nothing to do with who's at fault. Clear? Nothing. So we've had 0 fatalities. We've had 1 crash with injuries, and every other one had disabling damage requiring a tow. However, of the 15 crashes we have total, the 2 up here, right? And the 12 down here, how many? I mean, it's not 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep. Out of 14 crashes, I'm sorry, 14. The 12 down there and these 2. Only 2 of them qualified for removal that they weren't our fault. Now, what does that mean? I will show you. You ready? Just bear with me. Boom. Google FMCSA CPDP. Who did those data queues? Was it you, Tamala, or a third party?
a third party.
Oh, I know. Was it the one I sent you or no?
No, it's a local person.
All right. So here's the deal. Now we're going to see if this local person did a good job for you, right? You see these crashes right here? If any of the crashes fall within these categories, they should not be on our score right now. Okay. If any of the crashes fall within these categories, they should not be on our score. So you know how we still have 12 crashes on our score?
Yeah.
Mhm.
If any of the 12 that are still on our score were us struck in the rear, struck on the side at the rear, a car in the opposite direction, the other car had an illegal turn and hit us, we were parked and hit, the other vehicle didn't stop at an intersection, we were hit by a drunk driver, someone fell asleep or was on their cell phone and hit us, we hit cargo, we hit an animal, someone committed suicide or rare and unusual. Do you see these? So now let's go back and let's look at our crashes. And I'm not knocking the entity you're talking about. I'm just talking, right? Do you guys see all these crashes?
Yes.
Yeah.
If any of these 12 fall within that document I just showed you, then we should have data queued these too.
Well, that Kevin Griffin incident, that need to be documented. That one do. 'Cause he got hit in the side.
If you get hit in the side, it doesn't qualify. You have to be hit in the side at the rear.
Oh, okay. So